who we know are the real and true people. And our bloodline, that which held in you is sacred, your blood. And in that blood is the frequency, is the seed of resurrection. So the first seed for you secure the one in your soul. The second seed for you secure will come out of the earth. We're going to put that sustenance in your eye. Temple. I will not love use the body, we say the goodie. So what I am simply saying, my brethren, it is important that I and I integrate and share relationship. Obviously, an international organization like ARC that find and share the vision that we have when we launch. What time will they launch it again?
October the 24th.
October the 24th. And we just unbuckle a divine arrangement. And we feel good that Reverend Claudius and think and missionary could have leave a foundation for I and I start one. And we say, him leave 60 acre land, that's all. How much they are, so 8.5, so just hold the temple and everything. But that in it start the food program. When we call the farm again?
Neighbor farm.
Neighbor here. He name the farm. Because he feel like said, and no feel only, knows that Israel food must be secure. That's why Babylon couldn't take Reverend Gladys and because he not play. He must put everything in place. So when I celebrate Martha's Day yesterday, he was the perfect Martha. And his son Ronald Henry, the total victim and Martha. Because them broke his neck. A Spanish town. And give my master teacher leader, Reverend Claudius in the Divine One. 10 years in a prison. For what? Because he said he come to tell with the truth. So anybody that believes in the truth, you don't come to the gate. You understand? He come to tell the truth. What is it? What is it? How are you ever become? He said you have to be sons of God. What is sons of God? That one will walk in truth. His Majesty said, can mere man call mere man God? That means that we don't want no more mere man around here. Divine man to fulfill the will of him on earth in this time.
Be simple, man. How long will he be simple still?
So if you have the divinity in you, then you can't know the divinity in me. If you have the light in you, you can't see the light in me. So go and walk in the darkness. Because birds have a feather flock together. You understand? So we are on a divine mission and a divine duty to bring international peace to earth. Because we're under fire. And sustaining our wealth through food. We have to remember we first love Mama. Earth. Without she, the breast milk not ready. And the real milk. And she left the milk in the sustenance in the earth. So when she give me 9 months off her breast, because I want to let me suck 9 months to a year, so me still. She said, alright, I'll win you. So you have to take the rest out of the soil. And she nurture it, and you see what European them first do. When they invade Ethiopia, what they do? Try poison the soil. When those come on that attack, them scorch the hurt of Ethiopia. When them mustard gas, different from the amount of people we see in the video yesterday, when them strip them and kill. By them flesh burn off of them. Well, I know me not stop crying. You say for one time, I feel like I take up all my gun and just start shoot them. But that's not going to help you now. Because they have better guns, bombs, and bayonets and ready to kill you in the millions. But so when I come out, I say, lightning! Burn them from the kind. So when I come together and secure myself in ones and one, and the food and we are coming out of the right nutrients and nurturing. Imagine how the spirit of feed, like our last night, it feed so nice. Yes, sir. We can't start talking about it in the day. Wow, you know, make a bingo. So when we secure with food, brethren, and we say with these brethren, we think forward we love it. And we are entertain them, associate ourselves with them, share with them in all. Because you think of Jamaica, we want rich only. We want the South of Ethiopia to build the kingdom of God upon earth. What is the kingdom? And I take it back our rightful place.
Yes.
On earth. If we don't see that dead brethren, we can go and dead like fly. If we don't take back a rightful place on earth, if we don't do as our Reverend Clyde said, he said, close the breach. What is the breach? The separation of physical and spiritual. We come so materialistic in ourselves and we construct. We have no original self. The divine self, Christianity and Christendom told me an idiot. After them take us from the land. But none of them take us from our land because we allow the fall to take place based on our separation from the laws and covenant of the Most High. We're supposed to preserve in this time. So no judgment upon we're sure. Judgment upon we. So now if we come to heart, as His Majesty said, centralize, organize, and fulfill the will. Build our race and new people. Members of a new race.
Overcoming petty prejudice, man.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a second birth. So as we say, one of our representatives, when if you can talk, we have a couple of words. I want to mix up with that. R. If you're willing to talk, I will just call the rest.
I would have differed. I just within the fold, I think.
Just within the fold.
So you have other one senior member.
Oh.
I agree.
So, call them senior member. Yeah, just tell them to come to me, want them to say a word in the congregation. So we can close this and go deal with them. So we not pass over the time because since them come from far and let's go deal with them. If you want to play drum after, alright. Because we have to deal with them. So come back to the point, my brethren and sisters. You see the importance of everything. Every element. As you said, we have to find the 7 elements to sustain life on earth. We have the other elements we're missing. So the self-manifested element on earth, including man, the rest will not manifest yet. And then they're coming at the realms of the spirit. So when we grounded up ourselves in this jewel and this crown, are shared together, and we found what we call the core. The core of one heart, one mind, one thought, functioning in one consciousness. We move mountain out of life. And we're going to need to move mountain because I tell you, we know the future in this earth, and this will come to do. We come to recolonize earth. We come to spiritualize matter. Because the breach, we never understand, give thanks. Reverend God said, and I could great knowledge. The separation. Bring it down, the male and female. And the ego of the male, which is the fire, and the water, upon earth. So we have to have the water, breast again, and we have to go back in there. It's a born again. We never understand what it means to born again. To enter back in the womb and the question the dogs of Yeshua. So I'm not saying Jesus, so one take it wrong, can take it wrong. Yeshua, then we have to go back in our womb.
Love is the answer.
No, are you surrender yourself? Because thought travel through any time and space. So when you send back the thought and send it back in her and start sharing love with her, yeah, man, call them and go and wind up till them come. Understand? For one, present to her. Yes. Then you will bring back water and fire and unity. And water and fire create. Oxygen. Oxygen is what? The life-giving element. You saw the element will come out now. The life-giving element will allow you and me can stand up like this. If you don't breathe so much minutes, you're dead. Remember that. How much minutes it take for you? If you're not breathing fresh oxygen and you're dead. Give thanks to the brethren and listen. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If you don't breathe fresh oxygen, your brain dead. 2 more minutes, your structure dead. So this is the most important thing. Give thanks. King.
Yeah, man.
So, I don't know your time, so we are cut it short so you can be a part. But we have introduced you in our way to the audience. And make it a speech. So as we were saying before, the element of life include the greatest seed. And we said mama milk. And the one who she said, we know the one that come out of the earth, which is the greater seed. And as our seed program and food program, find the love of us as some international brethren. We know, say, Reverend Gladys in the mission, as to secure Israel and secure Israel food. And the only way we secure the food, we have to secure the real food by securing the original seed. We can't have the original seed and destroy themselves no more. You understand? Because we can't build a kingdom on earth if we can't feed ourselves without talk foolishness. Because we have to support this man here, we call the physical man. It's time for mama breast milk that giving them more. But you put the breast milk down in the earth. And it's dried from the 7 elements. You understand? And that's the greatest element we ignore is water. You understand? And when water and fire come together, they produce oxygen. And I ask the question, how long it takes for you dead? If you don't get oxygen, my brain will say 5 minutes. Brain dead first 5 minutes, and the next 2 minutes you're physically dead. So important it is, we start understanding the importance of cycle and integrated our whole consciousness with the totality. So if you bring back mama sustenance, so the seed them can come richer. No them synchronized synchronicity, no them polluted energy through them seed where them come degenerate I and I physically in our earth to do to enslave us. You know? So also we give thanks when we launch 24th October. Yes. With food security program of Congo Shirley, Congo Burning, Congo Town, understand? No? And Congo Era. Congo Shirley. I'm not listening to them today, man. You know, I'm bush, you know. Alright. These people are these brethren, are the four brethren, and the sister and sister Pat. Sister Pat. Oh! This is on the Food Security Committee. So, we are introduced to her. These brethren have an international policy. We love it. Although we localize now, but in International Peacemaker Association, so we deal with international peace. But we are dealing with international food security too. So Reverend Project is not fit just we in a Jamaica and catch up in Nigeria, but if we right there, we go South Africa, Ethiopia, and we'll rise the total consciousness of I. So we have it in heart, both physical and spiritual. As we said, the spirit can't live without the physical, and the physical can't live without the spirit for her to be exist. Without matter, spirit no exists. And without spirit, matter no make no sense. You understand? It's a great manifestation of the great thought from the divine itself will come into flesh, where it becomes material. So as we say, our brethren, dark, and upon a mission. Ark. Rastafarian creative. We like the narrative too.
Yes.
Yes, I. So we have introduced them to our brethren. I don't know who is the spokesman, so I'm going to open the floor for you to make your pitch. So, welcome, Mark.
I can just sing one little chorus.
Yeah, don't make it.
Tell me what more can Cyrus do? More than me want more. What more can Cyrus do? Maria played on the foundation. Open wide and gold. What more can Cyrus do?
Word to the Iowa, the only one of creation. Your Majesty and really high. Majesty, Empress Mary, we do give thanks. Give thanks to the welcome family. And I greet you from the Association of Rastafari Creatives. Art. My name is Ayagib, and I am the Alpha Chair of the Agriculture Committee. And this is my second time here. The first time was a great welcome from the family. We do give thanks. My sister, Brad Shirley, them welcome I and I upon the land. Them show I and I the history. The Reverend Claudius Henry do with the Rastafari movement. Even the battlefield we face in a Coral Gardens. And we give thanks for the ones that are still here. A chant for peace and love in our iration. So, collective security is what ARC is all about. And we're all about fulfilling I Rastafari creed. And the foundation of that, you can see clearly from the example Reverend did set. Is food security. We must have a foundation upon which we can get our food. Water security. We must have a source where we can get that natural, pure source of life. And that is the reason why we're here today with a seed bank project in mind. That was one of the first things that we observed when we came here, were many buildings with space and possibly an opportunity for a seed bank where we could store necessary vital food and a seed, and we were also known that we already have a food storage program.
Yes, sir.
So a seed bank now is only an earlier part of that system. And ultimately, we are here today to do more research. This is our second site visit to this property to see where we can locate that seed bank and maybe what work is necessary to get a building space prepared. The ones that have been in communication with our team and have come to somewhat of an agreement. So we're just here now to continue that work. Give thanks.
Agriculture, agriculture.
A is for Association, Rastafari Creatives, ARC.
Congo James, I'd like you to serve you as the man who come up with our agricultural security program. Congo James, your time.
Give thanks.
Yes,
Give thanks unto Jah for His good because His mercy endures forever. Give thanks. Rastafari. I must tell you the truth. Ras Shirley is the one that brought it to light of the importance, because we all recognize that in the revival of international peacemakers, development has to be a foremost objective if we are to have sustainable progress moving forward with our mission. So we were considering the bakery, we were considering a lot of the things that Reverend had done. But wisdom came forth in that it is best that we start agriculturally and from that build the other developmental projects from a strong agricultural base. I mean, even the example of the bread, if for instance we should be shorted from getting supplies, we could bake our own bread or do our own flour from getting the food and crushing them and producing our wafer, and hence would not be slighted supply-wise, if I should say that, because it would have been internally sustainable and being able to ensure that our industry can continue, even if it might get sanctions from outside, as per the usual in time past. So Ross Shirley brought it to the light, and we didn't get the inspiration that really and truly we should start. You know, when somebody says something, it might start small, but as you begin to think, then you realize more things begin to come into view, and hence the urgency came that we need to really start this thing, and that's when we came. October 24th was the day when we inaugurated with the universe, where we signed a contract with the universe that yes, we are going to move forward with our food security. And the universe then supplied us with information that there is a foundation called ARC. And through the divine interaction with whoever we want to call Rastafari Network, which is Jordan, informed me about the ARC Foundation. And that synchronicity just took place. And from that, everything has just been an exponential rise to the success of which we are now here today. So we give thanks to ARC of their discipline, their commitment. I can tell you something. They have shaken me up in terms of what the discipline, fortitude, persistence, and stick-to-itiveness. Because even though I am in the agriculture, I also explored other areas because they have various other areas that they're working on from a creative standpoint. So they're into PR and marketing, they're into entertainment committees and a lot of strands or streams in which to ensure that we have that level of investment platform in which we can command some resources in order to fulfill the basic creed that His Imperial gave us to do. So they have this thing called marketing and PR, which I had a personal interest in, and believe you me, in terms of how they have started from concept to fulfillment, especially in their digital marketing strategy and so on, how they have worked it through until they are able to now be on Instagram in a powerful way. It tells me the type of stick-to-itiveness that I believe we as peacemakers need to engender and continue. Not that we're not doing it, but the level of from concept to reality, I think we can learn a lot from ARC and their teams, so that we too can get some of that spirit coming our way, so that we too with our projects, both collaboratively and individually, can actually fulfill some of those things. So we give thanks for ARC to be here. And we pray that it will just get better and better.
Just adding to what you said, the Agricultural Committee cannot work without the Land Acquisition Committee, of which Empress Masani is a representative of, and that's how we got to even know that the peacemakers had this land here. And even part of the reason why we're moving to more authorities, we're going to Trelawney after this to see another 160 acres that is owned by Rastafari. We have already located 1,000 acres owned by Rastafari here in the West, and another 1,000 acres in Africa. So our focus is repatriation, but to manifest that you have to have a solid economic base, organized structure, wherever you are. So collective security, that is why we're here working before we come to our close, rest of business. You have to ask the food, the land acquisition. She's a female.
Yes, man. They're
Just
not Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. Share Rastafari. So it's kind of, this is alright if you want to sit down anyway you feel
I'd rather sit.
Alright. Give thanks.
Well, alright, well, greetings. Greetings, Rastafari. Okay, so I'm on the land, I'm the Omega chair of the Land Acquisition Committee. And I joined around 6 or 7 years ago. The reason why I joined because I see where our land is being taken up by people that don't look like us, right? I'm based in Toronto. I do something called Rastafest. And when I do Rastafest in Canada, and we spend almost years there, I see people who don't look like us, Indian, Chinese, are buying up our land, Africa and the Caribbean. I'm very passionate about black people buying land. Anywhere you can buy land, buy land. Jamaica, Africa, and all that. So I joined the committee for that main reason, and since I've been on that committee, I must say with ARC, it was a pleasure just being there to network with I&I, to come together as one to start buying land. As I give say, we are stored to thousands and thousands of acres of land in Africa and in the Caribbean, in Canada, and in America, right? So at this moment, I'll say, give thanks to be here, first time being here. So probably last. I'll be back. And I must say though that, and I'm based in Orchards right now for the moment. So when I'm in Orchards, I see what is happening in Orchards. The biggest stores in Orchards are not owned by us. The land are not owned by us. And this is what I'm seeing in my eyes, just being here in Jamaica. So I encourage everyone here, if possible, to buy land. Right? If you can't buy land by yourself, group, come together and as a collective buy land. Because you know what? Eventually more nothing to buy. Give thanks.
As I come in this moment, know that today was our day and I have some discussion around the property. We're going to bring this session to a close. But the baby man and one going to play some baby while we are playing the property. I will give and we give privilege to that, you know, because we have to go to other business. That is important. So I'll stand, please. Everyone hold in reference as I pray for this moment. As I come within this moment of life, divine consciousness and essence of the rebuilding and reclaiming of Master Teacher Reverend Claudius Henry, Divine Mother, Mother Heavenly. As Reverend said, we have to repair the breach. That is where we are today, seeking ways and means to repair the breach. And as we go forth as children of the Most High, and we say, Rastafari live, Rastafari live, Rastafari live. The fulfillment of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I I. And Reverend Claudius said, and all the other martyrs that solidify the consciousness for us to be here today.
Yes.
It's a divine arrangement in the fullness of things. And as I pray, I say, asi gugawiti sa gengenti kaita ka ama aran kamun tama emo ede masu kamun ragi kamun ramino michi karamochite ban saito ito no mio ya kamun amatsu no mai kario mikami araido no kamun tachi moramoro no sakagoto tamai na titsumi kigario ba mai karimote arai kiyomi misogi tamai te kamino kono chikareo mi kaero sei tamai tomo so kotono yoshio kashiko mi no maosu mi yo yamoto su mai kareo mi kami mamore sakia tamai kamnagara tamai chai mase kamnagara tamai chai mase barak 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 every word of my mouth and meditation of the living word. I live this day to fulfill and stand on the blood of the martyrs of Ethiopia. 84 years ago, 19th of February, we claim victory. Amen. Rasila. Blessed one. Give thanks. Blessed God. I am God. Thanks.